Well, hey folks, welcome back once again to Jack's Tech Corner and another very exciting video. And this is a video, obviously, of ZORIN OS. Now, if you're a Windows user or a Mac user, you might be saying, Jack, why are you showing me this? What is ZORIN OS? Why do I even care? I'm bringing ZORIN OS to the channel because I believe in the Linux operating system. I use it 100% of the time on my PCs. Now, I do also have a Mac. But now that's not to say I don't use Windows 11 because I do teach Windows 11 and Windows 10. But I believe in the Linux operating system, and I've been using Linux Mint now for approximately 3 years. But now I am using ZORIN OS. I downloaded it the other day and I'm so excited to bring this to you. And what I wanted to do was just bring you some basic configurations to how, once I installed ZORIN OS, and if you don't know what that is and you don't know what Linux is, stick around a little bit and just watch this. This is a free operating system, free. You don't pay for anything on here. You don't have to pay for anything. And maybe stick around. You might be excited to know of a new way to use your computer. And use your computer virus free. So ZORIN OS is very easy to obtain. All we have to do is we go to zorin.com. That's ZORIN.com. And you can download it. Now, I did just tell you it's free. And you said, Jack, look, it says download $39. That's not free. That's their pro version, folks. You don't have to buy their pro version. So what you're getting with pro version, though, you are getting some support in development from the Xeon, the ZORIN company. You're getting special apps. I don't know. I didn't buy it. What I do is go down here to the ZORIN OS 16.1 core and just download it. What also is very nice about it is if you have an older PC, something that says up to 15 years old, do you think you're going to install Windows 11 or even maybe Windows 10 on a 15-year-old computer? But you can download this and put it on that old laptop and play with it and try it out. Why not? It's free. There's nothing to lose. But you just simply download it and you'll be able to build and install media. And if you want to know that I'm not going to show it in this video, you can definitely find that on YouTube of how to build a install USB from ZORIN. That's not that hard. So once you download it and install it, this is what you get. So it is classified as a Windows or a Mac lookalike. It's not exactly the same. You're not going to use setup exes to put on ZORIN OS and double click them like you do on your Windows. You're not going to use a DMG file like you use on your Mac, the little install images that we use on a Mac. You're not going to use those. But the look and feel is the same. If you look on the lower right hand side here, I click on this little Z. Well, that looks just like your Windows Start button, right? It's got Home, Desktop, Documents, Downloads, Music, Pictures, Videos. And it's got this other stuff, Accessories, Games, Graphics, Office. All these are free Office programs. So many people say, Jack, I can't use Linux because I can't have Microsoft Office. Oh my God, I'm going to die. I can't have Microsoft Office. Don't worry about it. There's better, not better, I would say comparable programs to Microsoft Office out there that are absolutely free, and they save as the document format for Microsoft. I use them for my college program all the time, and I submit stuff to professors all the time, and they don't know any difference. If you must have it, you can always use Office 365 Online. If you must use the familiar feel of it, but I'm going to show you something here down the road that you're going to like probably just as much, if not better. But look, if we right-click on the desktop, we can go to Change Background, just like you do in Windows. Look, and I could change my background. Just that easy. I do kind of like this background here, but all right. The next thing I like to set, and I thought it's kind of a corny thing or, a little weird. You may like it, you may not, is Jelly Mode. So how do we set Jelly Mode? Well, we go down to the Start menu, and we go into the ZORIN Appearance. Okay, ZORIN, I don't know if I should say ZORIN Appearance. All right. Now, if you look in here, there's different layouts we can do. We can click on here. We can move our Start button around. We can move it to the top. We can put it dead center in the middle, kind of like a Mac is. All right. We can do that. We can make all kind of adjustments to that dock down there. I kind of like it to look like that. It looks like Windows 10 to me, and it works perfectly fine. So that's not a big concern of mine. If you go to themes, you can change different themes. You can have dark mode themes, really dark themes. If you see all that, everything changes to black, and so a lot of people like that. I kind of like the default. You can change the colors. of your menus here if you want. Yeah, you make it purple, or I kind of like the blue. I'm a default kind of guy. Under interface, this is what I wanted to show you. There's something in here called jelly mode. Okay, so if I turn this off for a minute, the boxes, when you move around, don't do anything. You see how they're very stiff, right? They don't do anything. Check this out. And this is just a silly little thing, but now watch. You see how it's bouncing around on the screen? You know, jelly mode. And it kind of has that effect of a Mac, because a Mac will do it. That's called the Genie effect. But it is very, very super cool and nice to see that work in that way. I really like that. Okay. The next thing is it comes by default with this ZORIN menu. Okay, and it's normally set to the activities overview. So what is the super key? Well, that's your Windows key on the keyboard. So if you hit that, this is the normal default. And some people like this. You can go back and forth, you know, through all your applications. I'm just using the arrow keys. You can pick different applications to open up. Okay, but I like it to be the way that Windows kind of works, is with the menu. So if I hit the start button now, the start button comes open. Okay, just like it does on Windows. If I start typing something, you'll see where it'll just start and take you right to that application. So you don't even have to know where the application is. It's very easy to use. Okay. The next thing I'm going to show you to install here is, and so many people get freaked out about this, even in my classes with my students. Oh no, I can't use that terminal thing. That's too hard. It's too advanced. And technically you do not have to use it. For this particular application, I'm going to show you you're going to need it. So all you do is click the start button again, open the start button in, type in TER. TER is the normal terminal. Okay, terminal is a non-graphical interface that we have to type a command into. You're gonna be like, well, that's too hard. I can't do that. That's just too much. And it's really not. It's really, really very easy to do. So all we have to do in here is to type, we want to install something. Okay, normally on your Windows computer, not the Mac. The Mac is very secure too, just like Linux is very secure here. On Windows, everybody, when you create a user account, you may not realize this, but you create a user account as an administrator. You might say, Jack, who cares? What does that mean? What that means is when you install software, it doesn't ask you for any prompt for a password. It just installs it. That's why Windows gets so cluttered with spyware and adware and all that garbage from the internet. Because a box pops up and we technically read left to right. The yes button is always on the left. You click it automatically, not even thinking. Boom, software is installed on your computer. On Linux and on a Mac, when you go to install something, it's going to ask for your password. So you're alerted to, hey, something's being installed. So let's go ahead and do that here. We are going to simply click on sudo. Okay, and all sudo is doing is telling the computer, elevate my privileges because I want to install something, or I want to update my computer. So I can't be just a standard user. So I'm going to elevate my privileges so I can do an apt. You might say, what is apt? Apt is a packaging manager. Okay, different versions of Linux have different types of packaging manager, but it's just a packaging manager, and just remember apt. The next thing we're going to type is install. That's what we want to do. We want to install something. Again, as you see, not real hard, right? Very simplistic. Now, what are we going to install? We are going to install Terminator. Now, I found Terminator a while back, and I found it to be a very beneficial terminal replacement for me. Now, you can always use the terminal, and you can use tabs, and if that works fine for you, that's perfectly well. You can do that. But then all we have to do is click on enter. It's going to ask me for my super secret password. And all that password is the password you use to log on the computer. I already have this program installed, so you can see on here it's not going to ask me to do anything. If I type exit, the terminal window goes away. It's not so scary now, right? It's gone. So you might say, well, where did that program go? You know, where is that program? So that program, I don't have to open the terminal to launch it. If I hit my start button, I type in TER. Well, look at that. It's right there at the top. Terminator. There's terminal, Terminator. Terminator's like that old Arnold Schwarzenegger thing, you know, the Terminator. It's the best of the best, right? Hit enter. Okay. Now, you may say, well, Jack, it looks like another terminal. That doesn't look like anything impressive. But check this out. If I right-click on it, I can go to split horizontally. If I right click on it again, I can go split vertically, and I can even split this one vertically. And you can even have more. You can have as many as you want. Okay? As many as your screen will allow. Why is that important? Well, later on down the road, if I teach you penetration testing or hacking or anything, I want you to be familiar with Terminator, because I use it a lot throughout those lessons to show you how to be able to get into systems or just simply run commands. It's nice to have different terminals open in the same window instead of having multiple tabs open that you have to click through. To get out of each one of these, if we just type exit, we can start backing out of all these. Now you can always just go up here at the top and just say, I just want to get out of these, just close it. It'll say close terminals, close them all, you're out. The last thing I'm going to show you is there's also a software store, just like Windows, just like a Mac. Software store is down here. It says software on the toolbar, very easy. Everything in here though has a magical word to it, free. Free, okay? So a lot of times people say open source is not always necessarily free. As you see, ZORIN OS, you can buy the paid version, but they do give it away for free. Now, let's say you want to install something from this store. If we click on, let's say, Discord, click on it, all we got to do is click the install button. It's going to ask us for our password. You put your password in, it's going to install. What I want you to install today on here is a program called Bashtop. Here's Bashtop. Bashtop is a resource monitor for your terminal, and it's a very, very good one. There's also one called HTOP that I teach in schools, and there's just normal top that comes with pretty much every system. Click on here, you can see that I already installed it, but there would be an install button here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, for the last thing here is Bashtop. And again, these are just things that I like to set up when I'm building a new system. There is more, but I didn't want to make this video too long. So let's type in TER, Terminator, and if I type in Bash Top, you can see the terminal's not scary. It's not hard. All you need to know is the name of the application. Hit enter, and it's going to fire it off. So this will give you everything in here, such as all your processes running, programs, everything that's running on the computer. It gives you your core or your processor, okay, up here on the right. On the left, it gives you your CPU. You can see the CPU menu there. Let me see if I can get up there. Nah. Gives you CPU. It gives you CPU menu, so it gives you the processors going here. It shows you your disks, memory, swap, tells you all that stuff. Tells your network speeds down here in the lower left-hand corner. So it's just a very, very nice little program. Some guys like to have this on the third or fourth monitor running all the time to watch their resources. I don't do that, but if the computer gets hung up, you can open this up and see maybe what's going on if you feel like doing so. But I just thought it was a nice thing to throw in there and show you. That's what I set up. So again, this is ZORIN OS, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You know, like I said, even if you have an old computer, load it on there, and we can talk later on. If you're really, really good with Linux already and you know all about computers and everything, and you've used Linux for years and you're using Linux Mint, or maybe you're using Ubuntu or something like that, try out ZORIN. I think you're going to be very impressed. I know I'm over thrilled with this. I loaded it on my actual bare metal computer. It's not a virtual machine. It's actually running on the bare metal computer, and it's running right now very, very amazingly. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching this video. And I hope to bring you more soon on different operating systems, different Office packages, and more Windows, as well as, if you're here for the Photoshop Elements tutorials, as well as more Photoshop Elements. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.